YouTube. My name is Jada and today I'm with my sister 𝓗𝓪, and you have probably seen her in previous videos. She was in my ab routine at Planet Fitness video, so be sure to check that one out. Today is going to be day 4 of our back to school series. If you haven't watched my last previous videos of my back to school series, I will have it linked below in the description box in my 2022 back to school series playlist. I have filmed 10 things I wish I knew as a high school senior, how I was offered over $400K in scholarship money, and about my college decision process. But today's video is going to be us debunking college myths. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. So I am going into college as a freshman, so I'm new to all this, but I'm gonna let her tell her more about herself.
I'm going in as a senior. Okay, but technically it's only my second year at university, so I know a little something, but I don't know a whole lot. But I know enough, so you should listen.
So basically, we're gonna be on TikTok because I've been getting, who is that? So basically, we've been getting a lot of TikToks saying things you should do for college, things you shouldn't do for college, and we're gonna basically scroll through those things, and 𝓗𝓪 is gonna tell us yes or no.
The tea.
She's gonna let us know they're being for real if they're not being for real. So let's just get into the video.
Okay, y'all, so for the first TikTok, it says, coming back to get your clothes out the dryer and seeing this. So basically, as you can see, his towels, all of his stuff is on top of the dryer. Y'all, whenever you're washing and drying your clothes, please be sure to put a timer on there so that way you know when to come back and get your clothes out the washer and dryer. If you're living in a dorm where you all have to share the same like washer and dryer set, just make sure you do what you need to do. Don't be like me. Funny story time. I actually like made somebody really mad because I went to a whole club meeting and I went to sit down and eat dinner while I left my clothes in the dryer and the washer. And mind you, it was nighttime, so people like to wait till the last minute, wash their stuff at night, whatever their schedule is like. So just make sure at all times during the day that you take care of that, because you don't want to make somebody mad and then y'all start arguing and then they have to get the RA. And honestly, it's just like a respect thing. Like if you were ready to wash your clothes, then you wouldn't want somebody else's stuff to still be sitting in there when it's done. So
wait, I have a question. Has there ever been like an incident where someone stole their clothes in the washer / dryer? Because I feel like that's kind of easy to do in college, because like you said, you were in a club meeting but then you left your stuff.
Right. So I hear stories all the time of people saying that somebody's stuff got stole from the dryer, or you know, something came up missing and they accused somebody of it. I don't think we had any big issues like in our dorm.
Alright, so I'm gonna pick the next one. Let's see what's it going to show you.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So this says nothing is worse than that second semester of your college freshman year. So I know this is kind of hard for you.
Let me go back.
But like, and in the comments, some people were like, no, it's really the first semester for them. And everyone in the comments was saying, I was crying every day, girl, I struggled. I just want to know what's going on second semester.
Okay, so I'm gonna go off of my first year at university, and I'm just gonna count that as my freshman year, even though it was my junior year, because I don't want to count my actual freshman year where I was going back and forth between the high school and the college and coming home, because it's not the same experience. So me personally, something about that first semester, like you move in, everything is good, you're going out, you're meeting new people, but after like, everybody is different, but I would say like after a month and a half, like you start feeling different. And
what do you mean?
I can't explain.
What do you mean by that?
I can't really explain it, but it's like your body, like your mind and your body is adjusting to a different environment. So kind of like homesick, and then it's like a mixture between homesick and your mind is like, where am I at? What am I doing? It's like it's kind of inexplainable. It's a lot to take in, but it's something that you get used to. Just like anything in life, you get used to. So,
ooh, let's see that one. We need some juicy ones now.
Okay, y'all. So this one says, imagine thinking he gonna be loyal once he touch campus. Basically, this is for anybody who is like in a relationship before they go to college. So you have a boyfriend or girlfriend, and honestly what I would say is think about how long you've been with this person, the commitment, and just how y'all feel about each other. If you don't see yourself like actually growing for a long period of time and actually marrying this person, then y'all are most likely gonna go your own ways whenever you get to campus.
Have you seen it happen a lot?
A lot of breakups, yeah. Like, and it really happens to people who are in relationships that don't necessarily have a backbone. Like, if you're in a strong relationship and, like I said, y'all been together for a long time and y'all know that y'all are like really close to each other and y'all have established that mindset that y'all are in it, then I don't see it working out.
It's my turn to find a TikTok. Let's see what we gonna do. Okay, this is one that I see a lot. It says, when I think $400 is gonna be enough for the start of school, but people tell me you need at least 1K to start. And I've seen this one a lot on my page, that you need 1K to start. Some people in the comments were saying that you need more than 1K, but what is this all about?
Okay, so honestly, like, you're living on your own now, so you have to pay for your groceries. At some colleges you have to pay for laundry. If you don't have health insurance, you have to pay for medical emergencies. What else? You have to pay for books when you want your hair done, when you want new clothes, when you want new shoes,
Eating out with friends.
Eating out, going out to places. It's a lot of things that add up.
Or like sporting events.
Sporting tickets, y'all. It's so many different things that add up. I actually got a refund check last semester, and I would say that I spent from $2,000 to $2,500 last semester. And you know, that's how it is. Like, when you're finally an adult, you just kind of understand like how money works and how everything goes by. Okay, y'all, so this is so funny to me right now, but basically it's like this love and hip-hop audio in the background, and it's kind of explaining the college students living luxury in our dorms. So waking up, pouring milk and cereal in a bowl, sitting in our beds, eating the milk and cereal, and then walking out to change the thermostat, come back in, sleep, repeat. So me personally, I feel like it's what you make of it. Like, we all have those days where, you know, we have to get ourselves together, put yourself first, you know what I mean? If you want to have a Netflix and chill day to yourself where you're just in the bed, eating, enjoying time by yourself, that's luxury, because that's self-care, and self-care is luxury. You don't always have to be going out to a party all the time.
Okay, this one is kind of not really one, but I'm gonna still say it. All this hate on PWIs, but who got housing?
Oh,
I'm gonna let her speak on it because she goes to Mississippi State, which is a PWI, and I will be attending an HBCU called 𝓙𝓪𝓭𝓪 College. So I'm gonna let you speak first on this.
all this hate on PWIs, but who got housing? Y'all, I personally hate this so much, and I'm just gonna speak from my heart. As Black people, we need to stop tearing each other down It doesn't matter if you go to a HBCU or a PWI. We all have our different reasons for why we choose certain educational institutions. Now, if you go to a PWI, it is not your job to talk down on an HBCU, because guaranteed these people are learning more about their Black history, number one. Number two, they probably don't have to go through as much discrimination, and they probably feel more comfortable. And number three, they like celebrating their Black history, and there is nothing wrong with that. Everything is not about, who has the best high quality this, high quality that. That is so materialistic. You should be focusing on your educational reasons and the social reasons for why you wanted to choose an institution. Housing is that's not even a real reason for why you attend a college. So why are y'all bringing this up? Next.
Okay, I'm gonna speak on the HBCU perspective of this. So there is obviously a little thing going on between the HBCU Black people and the PWI Black people. And from what I've been seeing, it's like anytime there's like a TikTok where someone is like my mini HBCU and it's like a PWI, I see that one a lot too.
I don't like that.
And I'm thinking in my head, that is not an HBCU.
No,
because you're at a PWI. That's not equivalent to an HBCU. You might have like a group of Black people in your PWI, but that isn't equivalent. That's not equivalent to an HBCU. And then speaking on the housing part, like she said, it's a little rude for you to be talking about our housing as HBCU students. And the only reason why we're having housing issues is because this year, so many people chose the HBCU route like it's crazy. That HBCUs became overpopulated and had housing issues because they're receiving so many students at one time like they've never done before, which is really good. Like I said, that's super good. And so that's why we are having trouble with housing, because so many of us want to go to our HBCUs, not because anything else, is simply because there's a high demand. So they're having housing troubles. Me personally, I didn't have any housing troubles. I got my dorm. I'm straight. But, I pray for y'all out there who are still having dorm problems, because that's kind of crazy. But, and like she said, you shouldn't let housing define whether you go to a college or not, because my dorm is not the same as her dorm. Her dorm is a little nicer because she's at a PWI. They have more money. HBCUs, especially the lower ones, I'm not saying two colleges lower, but it's more of a low-key college. Our dorm is not going to be the same as her dorm because we don't have the same funding as her university. So that's my whole take on the housing PWI HBCU war. It's
one more
really
thing,
not that serious.
Funding is another issue. If you're so worried about their housing situation, why don't you start a GoFundMe and actually do something positive? Instead of talking bad about what somebody else has going on at their institution, do something to help them. Are you donating money? I didn't think so.
Okay, so this one is, I thought this one was funny, and I want to see Daisha's take on it. So it says, when you always been one of the baddest and smartest around, but you go to an HBCU where you're surrounded by nothing but 10s with 4.0s in their own businesses.
Okay, so I feel like this is true for all colleges. Like, you may go from being, which I've seen and heard about this multiple times, you may go from being like the top in your class at your high school. You go to a university, a college, and there's thousands of other people who got the same scholarship as you, who are at the college for the same reason as you. Just like you were qualified to go to that college, so were hundreds and thousands of other people. So I personally feel like it's a self-confidence thing. The only person that you should compete with when you're in college is yourself. Everybody is adjusting at their own pace. Everybody has their own life experiences, their own schedule, their own personalities. Some people are working jobs. The only thing that you should be worried about is how you're going to meet your personal goals. How are you going to stay on top of your academics, your extracurriculars, and your social life? It is okay to have a healthy competitive mindset and to adapt to what's going on around you. But at the same time, if you lose track of yourself, it's not going to matter what's going on around you. So don't compare yourself to people who have 4.0s. Don't compare yourself to all the other girls on campus. What's for you is going to find you, and what's meant to be is meant to be.
Okay, I'm going to speak from my perspective on this, because she's kind of referring to like being in a new environment, which I'm just going to go elaborate on this one. Because I've been in a predominantly white school district since elementary, well not elementary, kind of since middle school really, and during high school, and I've been in honors and advanced and AP classes, so I've been in classes where I've been the only black girl. So going from that to an HBCU is kind of amazing to me, because I'm surrounded by people who are like-minded like me, who are striving to get high grades like me, who look like me, and it just feels different. Like, I don't know, for some reason it feels like I'm being motivated even harder to go harder, because it's like, okay, you're just like me, let's go for it, because we can see each other win, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that's why I went the HBCU route, because I've been in the same classes with people who never looked like me, and I just wanted to be part of a school where people looked like me, understood me, and that's how I saw the TikTok. Okay, so lighting, get right. Okay, another one I saw was trying to figure out how I'm gonna have time to balance the gym, classes, work, and my social life when college starts again in 2 weeks. Daisha is a pro at this. I'm gonna let her talk about this, because girl, she's in the gym, she be in class, she
everywhere.
has a side business at the same time, and
be everywhere.
She has a social life. She's part of multiple organizations. I'm gonna let her tell y'all how she does it, because I don't know how she does it.
Okay, so I cannot stress this enough. If you're trying to be serious, okay, let's get into serious mode, because we're talking business right now. If you're trying to be serious with your academics, with your resume, with applying to jobs, getting a good career, but you also want to have fun, which you should. Like, you earned your right to college. You've worked hard to get there, but there has to be a balance between the two. And the way that I've balanced my life, which still to this day is gonna take some time, but I started creating different schedules that I should follow. And my my management teacher, he was talking to us about the importance of having a schedule and making sure we're aware of what we're doing throughout the day. So social media, put the limits on it. I would say 2.5 to 3 hours a day. If you're anything like me and you have to post on social media, because that's part of what I do, put a limit on it, put a cap on it. Make sure you do that. Also make sure you test different things to figure out what works for you. Some people, they're more of a to-do list person, so they can write their to-do list for the day, and then naturally they just balance their time to get it done. Me, on the other hand, I need a schedule. So what time am I going to lunch? What time am I eating dinner? If I know I have a club meeting Wednesdays at 7 o'clock, I'm there at the club meeting. The club meeting is over at 7:30. I don't need a lollygag all night. I need to go straight to my dorm to either eat something that's in my room, or if I'm gonna grab something to eat, I need to go and grab something to eat after that meet. For a person like me that's extra involved in stuff and you have all of these different things going on, a schedule is a must. So yeah, cannot stress the importance of that.
So that's going to conclude our debunking college myths video. I hope that we helped y'all. Daisha, like I said, is experienced. She's going straight into her senior year. This is her senior year, her last year, which is super cool. So
very exciting. Graduation is right around the corner.
And meanwhile, I'm just now hopping into college. So I have 4 more years down the road. But I hope these tips really did help you, because as someone who's about to go into college and scrolling on TikTok every day and seeing all of these videos, I'm always tagging her and stuff. I'm like, is this true? Is this true? And they just like, yes, no, yes, no. We need to really share this with y'all, because I'm pretty sure y'all are experiencing the same things. So I hope that these videos on TikTok get cleared up by her answers.
Yes.
And thank y'all so much for tuning in on our 4th video of our back to school series. Like I said, be sure to check out my last 3 videos. The link to that playlist will be below in the description box. I have another video coming next week. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be super interesting. You want to watch it.
You do want to watch it, y'all.
And be sure to hit the subscribe button, like the video if you enjoyed it, and I will see you next week.
Bye.
Peace.